Welcome to your new favorite band, the podcast brought to you by the LA Maybe. And now, your hosts, Dallas Dwight and Drizzle Silvera.
Hello, it is time for your new favorite band, the podcast brought to you by the LA Maybe. We are the LA Maybe. I am Dallas Dwight. With me across from the table as always,
yours truly, Drizzle Silvera.
Driz is glasses-less today.
Yeah.
I am drinkless today. We are the drinkless boys.
Yep. Unless it's happens to be water's more expensive than alcohol.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. One of those countries. Well, it's for you guys watching, you've seen these episodes once every week like clockwork. For us, we haven't recorded one in about a month. So we're here now. We're happy to be back. And lots happened in that month. I have to yawn.
Okay, so I'm going to cut.
Yawn break.
And I'm going to say I'm cutting, so just so it's like super professional.
What if we said we're cutting every time? And cut. And cut. Cut. Cut.
All right, but seriously, cut.
Okay, but seriously cut though.
Okay. Dude, cut the shit.
We literally, I hate that I said literally. Yesterday, right?
Was it yesterday, dude? Everything feels like a lifetime ago.
And also just happened. Time, we don't, so time means nothing anymore, and we understand that now.
Yes. It's relative.
We've had 30-hour days.
Yeah.
Somehow we've had 30 hours in a single day. We've had days where there was 12 hours in a single day. We've had times with no sleep.
Yeah.
It's just everything blurred together. We don't know where we are anymore, but we're back from tour.
Yes.
The UK tour is done, and today we're going to be talking all about it. So thank you for joining us. If you'll excuse us, I'm sure we're both feeling a little jet lagged, a little tired, but we knew we had to get in here, strike while the iron was hot. We got home yesterday, and we're here today doing this for you. And by the time it comes out, it'll be basically today. This is very, very fresh. Sometimes, we'll record them 3 weeks ago, and then you're hearing it today. No, this one you'll be hearing pretty much hours after we recorded it. So it's very fresh. So let's dive in. Where should we even start, my friend?
Well, let's start before we even got on the plane. So we were, we left Charlotte. Got to Charlotte Airport. Immediately, they're kind of like our press crew / public relations crew, Foz and Goliath.
Right.
Because when we leave, they usually find the nearest bar and immediately make fans.
Right.
And oftentimes end up paying for no alcohol or very little alcohol.
Right.
So,
but consuming large amounts of alcohol.
Well, yeah, I guess large amounts. I mean, dude, so the grin Foz had when he came back from the bar as we were about to board.
We haven't even left Charlotte yet.
He comes back and he's just got that smile on his face, Wicked Weeds, the brewing company at the airport. So we were at Charlotte Douglas.
Wicked Weed,
Wicked Weed. And you and I decided to go out to get some water and a snack or something.
Sandwich, a $10 sandwich.
And so we see Wicked Weed, but we don't see Foz or Goliath.
Right.
And it was kind of just a weird angle, and you were just like, dude, I bet they're there.
I bet that's where they are. Yeah. And then we get our sandwich, and we turn around, and now we're viewing the same place, but from a different angle, and we see both of them sitting exactly at the bar with 15 people around them. Everyone's laughing, cheering.
Yeah, right? So our
our
PR crew hard at work.
Yeah.
And
then we go back to the thing and sit down and eat our $15 sandwich.
Yeah.
And but we board the flight. Long flight to Munich.
Yes.
9 hours, 8 hours.
Yeah, that one is shorter going there than it is coming back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got on the flight and Beck's, lots of Beck's were consumed.
Beck's.
So Beck's was the house beer that they had on that flight that was,
that was a Lufthansa flight, which is a German company.
Yeah. And the Beck's was a complimentary drink, so you didn't have to pay for it.
Right.
But Foz and Goliath were miraculously in the middle row.
Right.
And there's two aisles on either side, right?
So they figured out what they could do is get a beer from each trolley each time they came by.
Yeah.
So they could get double the beers with a little bit of connivery or ingenuity.
So I calculated.
They can't find their way to the stage, but they can find out how to get extra beers for free.
Right. So I calculated the carts came by for drinks 3 or 4 times. So that would have been probably about 6 to 8 beers
well,
on
that's
that
over,
flight.
9
right?
hours.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying that's like a crazy amount, but
Yeah.
they were able to, keep the flight saucy.
Beer o'clock was happening. Yeah. Then we landed in Munich and we had a 14. It ended up being, it's supposed to be 13. We had a flight ended up being delayed by 1 hour. So it ended up being a 14-hour layover in Munich. So when you have that much time, we decided let's venture out into the city and see what we could find. So we went out into the city and that was nice. That was a good choice. We
ended up taking a train. Really cool electric rail there.
Yeah, we just took the little, the S-Bahn, it's not like the real German train, but it was like the smaller one that takes you around the city. Almost like, think of like the subway system at New York.
Yeah, yeah.
Like one of those. And took that straight out into the city center. And then we just started walking around. No idea where we were.
Saw a really cool chapel, like old chapel.
Yeah,
it was massive with double clock towers.
You know what? Well,
bell towers, whatever you want to call it.
I can't, but I was going to say I could show pictures here while we do this, I think.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
I should have planned ahead. Doesn't matter. Amazing churches. We turn the corner, see this massive, I guess it was a government building or something. It's just old, beautiful building.
Yeah.
There's street performers in the streets. It was a hot day in Munich, actually.
Yeah, very hot. 80-something, almost 90 degrees. And
very sunny.
Very sunny.
Unlike most German weather.
Yeah.
Usually it's cold and not sunny.
So I've heard. That was my first time in Germany. And I remember you saying at one point, because you'd been in Germany many times before that, saying that water was oftentimes, if you go out into the city, more expensive than beer. And we found that out because we saw a joint where they were reasonably priced for schnitzel.
We went to a schnitzel restaurant, yeah. And because I thought everyone should try schnitzel, and we all ended up trying, Wiener Schnitzel. And it was so funny because, the water... We're looking at like, what are we going to get to drink? And we literally did the math. I said literally again. Did the math on, getting 5 of us waters versus getting 5 of us beers. And we made the smartest financial decision we could, which was beers.
Yeah. So we all got Franziskaner, right?
I guess, yeah. I don't know the name.
It was Franziskaner. Yeah. I got the Hefeweizen, which is like the wheat beer.
Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen.
Weiss is white, I know. I don't know Hefe.
So... Anyways, it was the lighter, they have the dark, the light, and then the super really light,
Right.
one. I got the one in the middle of the road.
Right. I think I got the dark.
Yeah, gotcha.
It was good. It was fine.
Yeah.
I don't know, it was beer to me.
Yeah, I know you don't like beer, but you were like, oh, this is actually, right? Is that what you said? I'm not like a big fan of beer, but this is actually pretty good.
It's not that I necessarily don't like beer. I just don't know a lot about it. I never drink it. I never really enjoy it when I do.
Yeah.
But, whoa, that's a big old boy there. Big old bug came and joined the party here, folks. We'll name him Beauregard.
Gertrude.
We'll
name him Gertrude.
In hopes that he gets very upset with us and tries to cancel us.
Yeah.
And then we can just literally smash him.
Yeah.
But the schnitzel was good.
Schnitzel was good.
Beer was good.
Good.
We decided we'd had enough, and we went back to the airport. Got checked back in, settled back in, and then we had about, 6 hours to kill?
6, yeah, about 6 hours, I want to say. Yeah,
and bear in mind, while we're doing this, we had just flown overnight, and our bodies are thinking, if you're unfamiliar with jet lag or how it works, your body is thinking that it's 3, 4 a.m.
Yeah.
That's what time it is back home.
Yeah.
But where you are in Germany, it's 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning. The sun's just come up, the city's come to life, people are out living their lives, and there's no way you can go to sleep. Unless you're just, I don't know, crazier than me or like whatever what's the word, narcoleptic or something.
Yeah, narcoleptic. Dude, I felt like I had narcolepsy on that train ride back, dude.
Yeah.
I was falling asleep on the train.
It's a lot of
yeah, dude. Oh, dude.
A lot of that. But yeah, you get to, your circadian rhythm, it's harder to go to sleep when the sun is up, It's different than just like turning on a light in your room and it's 4 a.m. Like you can still fall asleep. When the sun is up and the sky is blue and there's life going on around you, it's much harder to fall asleep, I found. So usually when I fly east, you usually do one of those overnight flights. You'll leave 4, 5, 6 p.m., fly 9 hours, land at 4 a.m., but it ends up being, 10 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever you land. And then you just go through the day like normal, fall asleep at a normal bedtime, and you're very tired. But then you're usually fine or, the next day or maybe the next day after that. So we kind of got through that. I didn't experience too much jet lag on this. You go through a couple days where you're kind of tired, but then you're fine, By the time we were in England, I was totally fine, personally. But then what else happened in the Munich airport? We just sat there for a while, talking, napping.
Yeah, napping. I took several naps. It was another one of those cases where the beer, I think it's because it's local, Franziskaner, is from Munich. There's another famous one. I can't remember the name of the...
I mean, Munich's where Oktoberfest is, so I imagine there's a bunch.
So anyways, it was another financial decision. When I was in the airport, it was like, get a water bottle for $4 and some odd cents, or get a Franziskaner for $3 and like €3.60 or something like that. And it was just like, well, shoot, I guess I'll just like sip on Franziskaner, you know? So
take one for the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just pretty much had water, I think, and then I had a nice schnitzel Sammy. That was good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Rasan had one too. That was real good.
Yeah.
Hit the spot too when you're hungry. I rented this little sleep pod.
Yes.
For myself, and it was basically just a tiny little room with a bed, and more importantly for me, air conditioning.
Yeah.
And so I just went in there, turned the AC all the way down, turned the light off, just laid down on a bed, and had like, I don't know, I think I rented it for
2 hours?
2 hours, and I just had like maybe an hour and a half, hour nap, something like that.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Was it like
nice to have a dark
$30 an hour or something like that?
No, it was 30 euro for 2 hours, I think.
Yeah, gotcha.
So when you're just sitting there with nothing else to do, I was like, yeah, I'll take a little private room and chill out for a minute. And then, we got on the plane. It was delayed. We hadn't even gotten to the shows yet. And this is a very detailed recap.
It's a fun recap, though.
Yeah, it'll be we get to relive it here. Plane was delayed an hour.
Yeah.
In that hour, we're sitting at the gate. We made friends with everyone around us.
Yes.
Several of whom ended up coming to the first show.
Our public relations
yeah.
ended up going to a bar. They were, okay, by the way, I got to preface this. So they were at a bar drinking, spending, their own money at that point in time, drinking at the bar, and ended up coming back, and they see me sipping on Franziskaner. Like, where'd you get that? And I was like, a little convenience store in the airport, like right down the way. I was like, yeah, it was like €3.70, like $3.70 in euro. They're like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, God. So they're like, God damn, like, we've been spending all this money at the bar, like.
Man.
But anyways, they got like a drink purchased for them.
Yeah.
And without going into too many details, they met a couple English guys there who were going to be on the same flight.
Right.
One of which, and this will kind of take us into our first show, one of which ended up coming to the show after he had no idea who we were prior,
right?
But liked us so much at the airport and liked our public relations so much at the airport. Yeah, our B team, because beer starts with B. Yeah.
Our beer team.
Yeah. / PR.
We have the A team and the beer team.
Yeah.
It's not B as in not as good as A. It's B as in beer.
Yeah, B as in beer / PR.
Right.
B/PR. Not PBR.
Yeah, not BPR. BPR. It's a dyslexic person's nightmare. Yeah, they don't know what to do.
Our BPR.
Our
beer,
BPR,
public relations. I mean, it goes hand in hand. So,
our PABS, public relations. PPR.
Yeah, PPR. Yeah. So they met this one guy, and he really liked us. Ended up living like an hour and a half away from the venue, landing in Chester, at midnight that night when we got to England. It ended up being midnight. It was supposed to be like 10 something.
It was like 1.
Yeah, something like that. It was crazy. And ended up coming to Chester, which was where our first show was, at the Live Rooms in Chester, and loved our show as well. Again, had no idea who we were the day before. Yep. PR nailed it, came to our show. We saw him standing outside of the line to check in to get tickets, because we were walking back around to get fish and chips because, well, you tell the rest of this.
Yeah, so we were so Foz, Driz, and I decided, like, all right, we're going to go get some food. Other two were resting at the venue. We'll pick them up some food. We'll go. We don't know where we're at. We're just going to start walking until we see something. We get out maybe 50 yards from the venue, turn the corner. Venue's out of sight. I see a guy walking towards us. He's wearing a shirt that says She Burns Red. And I know that's a band that we were supposed to be playing with on those few dates that ended up getting canceled. So feeling extra gregarious because we're on tour and stuff. Normally I would have just mentally been like, oh, nice shirt. And just kept walking, never said anything. but feeling kind of extroverted. I'm like, oh, she burns red. Nice. We were supposed to play with those guys. And he goes, yeah, you're the LA maybe. I know. I love you. Like,
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? He recognized us immediately. And so we got to talking, and his name's Pete. Shout out Pete.
Yes.
And I realized he's one of the guys that had been messaging us on Facebook, and I have been doing the messages on Facebook, so I've been talking to him a little bit. And I said, oh, great to see you. We'll see you at the show later tonight. Do you have any recommendations for food? We don't know where we are. We don't know what we're doing. And he started pointing around, like, what do you want? I was like, well, we'll try some fish and chips while we're here. And he's like, oh, follow me. So he just takes us around the corner to his favorite place in the area, and then proceeds to just buy us all dinner. And we had dinner with Pete, and he bought us all fish and chips and took really good care of us. And then came to the show and had a great time.
Yeah. So Pete, if you're really listening, again, thank you so much for the hospitality.
And that was our
British
first experience.
Yeah.
So our first 2 experiences with English people were like, whoa, these people are really nice.
Yeah.
And that didn't stop. Every experience we had with every English person we came in contact with, from the lady at the gas station who helped us buy 5-liter things of water, Goliath and I found. And everyone we saw was super nice. I'm waving my hand a little bit to gesture, and then also I'm hitting bugs, so you're kind of seeing me do both here.
Yeah, it's about time I bug
casting
bomb.
wizard
it's about
spells
time
or something.
I bug bomb this place.
You think so? Yeah, it's summer, dude. It's gonna get
It's summer, and the big problem is, when I open the studio garage door and the lights are on, the bugs are just like, fuck yeah, let's go party, dude.
They're all over the TV.
So they're in here like, yeah, dude, this is heaven, and then they die because
idiots.
Yeah, idiots.
Like, nope, not gonna say that. It's a van joke. All right, moving on. That's the van joke. Let's not cancel ourselves face.
Yeah.
Live rooms. Anything about the first show in the UK to break down and talk about?
So first show in the UK, we had 2 openers. And
Ryoko and the Far North.
Yes, they're really nice guys. And they stayed but all of them stayed for our set, right? Except for one
really
band
nice.
member that had to leave.
One of them maybe had to go, but yeah, for the most part they were there, and they were really, really cool and supportive.
Yeah, really, really supportive. And it wasn't a big crowd, but the crowd that was there, no one left.
Right. It also wasn't a huge place.
Yeah,
because the live rooms has several rooms in it, and we were playing the smallest of them.
Yeah,
which is about where we belong right now.
Yeah.
So
it has 2 rooms, right?
Yeah, one of them's much bigger.
Yeah.
And one of them's the smaller one. So we played the smaller of the 2.
Not to mention that the bigger one was already booked for a DJ or something.
Yeah.
But I felt good when I looked in, because I peered over to look at the DJ, and we actually had more people in our small room than he had in his large room. So
very cool.
It
worked out. But that was a fun first foray.
Yes. It was a fun foray.
So we got to Chester from Birmingham. We landed in Birmingham, and we went straight to Chester from there. Got picked up by our driver, Captain Fury.
Captain Fury. Shout out to Captain Fury. Dude, you rock.
In our Mercedes Sprinter van that was our home for a week.
Yes.
And we went straight to Chester from Birmingham. And we got to Chester about 3 a.m., checked into the hotel, got a little bit of shut-eye. Actually, we ended up getting a late checkout for free.
Yeah.
The lady was super nice there, too.
Yep.
And checked out about 2, went over to the venue, got in the venue, hung out at the venue, played the show. We talked about that. After that, we all piled in the van, went straight to Lincolnshire.
Oh, what an epic day, dude.
I mean, that's the biggest highlight of the UK. One of them. I have so many, but
okay, there were two big ones for me. That one and Blackpool.
See what I said?
Blackpool.
Waterloo in Blackpool.
Yeah.
And I said Waterpool.
Waterpool's
redundant. It's a pool.
Yeah.
It's got water.
But you left out the black.
Is it a soda pool? What else could it possibly be? A tequila pool. You know where I'll be.
I mean, tequila pool. Cool.
I'll be poolside at the tequila pool. That's where I'll be. Watching from afar.
Just die happy. Just because you drowned in tequila.
Tequila pool just...
Yeah, we had his body cremated. He burned for 3 days.
His body cremated. The whole place blew up. We don't know. The entire place was razed to the ground.
Shit. But yeah, so
we
back
got
to Lincolnshire.
Jinx. We landed. We discovered a place called Travelodge.
Yes, Travelodge, our
Travelodge
British
became our
home away from home.
Travelodge
Yes,
became
you
our
can
home,
fit 5 in a single room.
where we quickly discovered how to fit 5 people into a single room, and we did that the entire week.
Okay, we'll get more into that after we talk about
Lincolnshire.
Lincolnshire.
We practiced our British accents. It was actually really fun. The people over there were so good-natured about it. UK humor is like right up my alley. I feel much more comfortable with UK humor than American humor. I feel like
same. That's what I grew up with.
Because we would, bust their balls, crack jokes. They'd bust our balls, crack jokes, and we laugh. You do that in America, everybody starts crying. It's really sad. Over there, they would just throw it right back at you, and you'd make fun of their accent. They'd make fun of your accent. You'd laugh and hug and be like, "You guys are great," Yeah, it was so great. And but it was really fun.
So dry and sarcastic.
We kept trying to do their accents,
and
they would just laugh hysterically and correct us, and it was really fun and encouraging.
Right.
And but now I can say $47.92. That was one girl bought some merch from us. That was her total. And when she said it, I just love the way she said it. And I said it back to her, and she was like, "That was really good." $47.92.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. So to start off that day, we got there at, I want to say 9 a.m.
No, hold on.
9:30.
We got to. You have to preface this by saying we got to the hotel at 5 a.m. Travelodge. Checked there 4:30, 5 a.m. It was 5 a.m. by the time I got to sleep.
Yeah.
And then that alarm went off at 8 a.m. And we rolled out of bed and got in the bus and went to the venue. We were at the venue by 9.
Yeah.
And we're the only people there. Nothing was even open. Didn't open until 11. There was a couple press people, and we had some press. You and I had interviews to do, and the boys had merch to set up.
So it started with a photo shoot that was booked for 10 a.m., right?
Yep.
So we had that 10 a.m. photo shoot, and then after that we had...
I saw the pictures, by the way. They're awesome. We'll be
really?
posting those soon.
Yeah, awesome. So...
That was with Paul, I guess, I hope I'm saying this correctly, Saripo. Paul.
Gotcha.
Definitely Paul. And shout out Paul.
Thank you, Paul.
We were fortunate enough, he wanted to do a photo shoot with us, so we knocked that out first thing.
Yep. And then 11.
Then we had 11, what ended up being 11 interviews after that.
So 10 on the books, but we had an impromptu
11th
one.
So you and I, they had this, what they call the Epic Center. Not Epicenter. If you're from Charlotte, we have a place in there called the Epicenter. This is the Epic Center. And it was like kind of the home base.
Yeah.
It was where the green rooms for the bands were, where all the food, catering, drinks. They had like this nice picnic patio area. And all the press was there. There was a press room.
Yep.
So you and I just kind of posted up on some of the tables on the patio. We were the only ones out there for a long time.
PR was out selling merch.
Yeah, they were out
PR.
there selling
If I say
merch.
PR, automatically assume Foz and Goliath.
And
Rasan was there too.
Yeah, as adult supervision.
Yeah, adult supervision.
Kidding.
Yeah, no.
And these are all UK jokes. Come on, America.
Yeah.
And
Come on.
America.
Jesus Christ.
But
I need a therapist. All right, sorry.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I need to call my third therapist. No. Van jokes. We just plowed through interviews, dude. And it was really exhausting at the end of the day, but it was super worth it, and it was so fun to talk to all those people.
Dude, one of my favorite jokes that I was doing with the interviews when I started getting tired, it was like, they'd be like, "All right, and we're going to interview these guys, and immediately you're going to be able to tell they're not from here." And they put the mic up to me. I'm like, "That's right, we're not from here. We're from the US, and we're in the UK touring right now." I'd be like, "Nah, just kidding, busting your balls."
They said, it was funny how many people would say that.
Yeah.
But we had a great time talking to all of them. We made a lot of new friends. About 2/3 of the way through, the main manager of the Epic Center, who was taking care of us that day, he comes out and he's like, "Hey, your next one's coming." And I'm not gonna do the accent. And he was like, "Holy shit, guys! You guys are doing all the interviews."
Yeah.
It's like nobody else is doing this, and we're like, "That's why we're here, man. Put us to work."
Yep.
So I definitely am comfortable saying we did what no other band did that day.
Yeah, so 3.5 hours of sleep and we did 11 interviews, a photo shoot,
it was almost 8 hours of interviews.
Yeah.
6-7 hours. And then when we finished, we went straight to get changed and we went on stage. So and then after that we got to relax a little bit. But as we're finishing our last interview, this is fun. The last one was standing up. Rasan happened to wander over. He joined us for it, so all three of us did it.
Yeah.
We're standing up against this backdrop, and the guy's got a camera and he's interviewing us. Really nice guy. I remember a lot of their names. I don't remember which person interviewed us last. Maybe Steve, I think.
We were their band of the month, though, right? This was that interview?
I think so.
Yeah.
And we're talking out of the corner of my eye. I see clearly another band at a table because all the other bands are free to be in there as well. They're at one of the tables, sitting there talking, laughing, being a band amongst themselves. Rasan's talking. I'm looking at Rasan, and past him, I see the other band talking. My nose itches so bad, these bugs. And I clearly see one of them glance over us, and I read his lips, and he says, "They're something like they're American, they're from America," something like that. And I couldn't tell if they were like kind of making fun of us or just kind of just noting and going back to whatever they're doing. But I noted like after the interview, I was like, I'm going to go say hey to him. And because if there's any tension, I'm just going to break it right away. And just because I want to be friends with everybody here.
Yeah.
And so finish the interview. We're done. I walk right up to their table and I go, "Yeah, we're from America. Sorry." And they start laughing and they're like, "Oh, and I was like, introduced ourselves, and it was Dig Lazarus.
Dig Lazarus. What a cool group of guys.
Trio. And we immediately became like fast friends with them. And they were like, "We'll come see your set." And we were like, "Yeah, Rasan and them, they saw your set. We didn't. We've been here all morning. But, we'll definitely check you out after and stuff." So we started talking with them and then went off to play our set. Saw them the whole time watching our set. And then after our set, we talked to them literally the rest of the time. We were just hanging out the entire time with them. And that was awesome. But let's rewind a little bit and talk about the actual set.
Yeah, so the actual set.
Call of the Wild.
Call of the Wild.
Shout out Raz White.
Yeah.
Upstage.
Big shout out to Raz, dude. You.
And John and Lee and the whole team over there.
Yeah. And
took
John.
amazing care of us.
Yeah.
And they make another appearance in this episode coming up later.
Yes, they do.
Little teaser.
Yeah. Yeah. So sound check was interesting. I could tell our monitor engineer, bless his heart, dealing with so many bands throughout the day, he was kind of a little fatigued by that point in time.
We were,
and this is the final day,
the last, yeah,
right? And so, anyways, but he plowed through, and we got up and going, and the crowd was
hot.
They were, dude. It was such a fun show.
It was fun. The anticipation was pretty high, particularly for us, for whatever reason. We were one of only 2 American bands on the entire festival, and the other one played the day before us. That was Kickin' Valentina.
Yeah.
So we're the only American band on our day. And I think that generated a little bit of buzz in and of itself. But throughout all our interviews, a recurring theme kept popping up, and that was people would say a lot of people are here for you. A lot of people are excited to see you. A lot of people have heard your album and are so excited, to see what you can bring to the stage.
One of the first times you walk by and people going, "That's the LA maybe."
Yeah.
Like I'd see people like say that to other people. I'd see their,
We got recognized in the gas station. There was that other band in there. So we're in the gas station. This is right after Chester. Or right before Chester.
Right before, yeah.
And we're in the services station. And we're all just we're clearly a band. We're all together, 5 of us, long hair. We look like a band.
Yeah.
And we look across the way, and there's clearly another band. 5 guys, black jeans and shirts and long hair.
It was 5? I thought it was 4.
Whatever it was. And they were clearly a band. We were clearly a band. And we locked eyes from across the way, and we could tell that we each realized we were bands. Didn't say hey, should have. Come to find out, we wanted to say hey at the end, but then they had already left.
Yeah.
Come to find out later, I forget how we found this out.
Our driver. They talked to our driver.
Yeah.
Because our driver had stayed back at the van.
The van, yeah. And come to find out, they were one of the bands that submitted to open for us at the live rooms. And so I thought when I saw them recognize us that they were just recognizing a band. They were recognizing us as the LA Maybe.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, that's them. That's the guys."
Well, and our driver, and I say our driver, he really kind of became our 6th member.
Yeah.
On this run.
Our handler, our caretaker, our translator.
Caretaker / 6th member.
Yeah.
Captain Fury.
Yeah.
And we was
gave
just
him that
like,
name as we sat down in the van the very first second.
Yeah, literally. Because he's like, my name's, I'm not going to say his first name.
He's like, "Can I call you Captain Fury?" He was like, "Sure, mate."
Yeah.
You're Captain Fury then.
So, anyways, he was just like, they said they knew who you were, and they had tried to actually get on several bills that we had opening for us.
Right.
And yeah, so,
Yeah, I tried hard to get in contact with him after, but I couldn't track him down.
Yeah.
If you're watching this and you're in that band, please send us a message.
Yes, please reach out to us.
Yeah, I did try. I just couldn't. The name I was given, I couldn't find a profile that looked like it would have been you. So I don't remember the name right now. But anyway, we're kind of
jumping back and forth in the timeline.
Is that the movie that does that?
Yeah,
starts in the middle, goes to the end, goes to the beginning. Yeah, we're doing that.
Yeah, so this kind of goes back to the beginning. This goes back to the very beginning because we wanted to. We had said in Chester we had 2 openers. There were supposed to be 3 openers.
Right. The other one was called Blood Moon, I believe.
Yes. And so, anyways, we were trying to fill that slot, and we were like, "Hey, it would be perfect to try to get in contact with these guys and see if we could, come through for them." Since they had tried, and it's kind of like, yeah, let's we all remember being there.
Would have been really serendipitous.
We all know how it feels to like try to get onto something that would be awesome, and I'm not saying we've arrived, but it's awesome when you get to play. Period. And then if you get to play for someone you've tried to play for,
right,
and that's even cooler.
Yeah.
Right. So again, if the band's listening and you know who you are, please reach out to us. We would love to get in contact. Yeah, because
we're coming back and we'll need you next time.
Yeah.
So we were at Lincolnshire. We were getting on stage at Call the Wild. How'd that go for you? All the shows themselves are usually just a whirlwind.
It was really good up until the time my wireless unit died.
But that was like the last.
It was
literally 20 seconds of the show.
No, it was I would say the last minute. I got my cable in for the last 20 seconds of the show.
That's right.
Right. And so
my wireless unit didn't work starting at that show, and then I just come to find out it didn't work the rest of the tour. So I was just cabled the whole time. But it wasn't the wireless unit itself. It was just this one little cable.
Yep.
And that went bad, and there's nothing I can do. So awesome.
But overall, the show went great.
The show was great, well received. They loved our I can't spoil the show. If you want to see us, you got to come see us. But there's an element of humor in our show. It's kind of a theme throughout.
Oh, what a roaring laugh.
But there's,
what a roar, dude. Everyone loved it.
They love that over there. I think more so than here even. And here it gets a laugh most of the time.
Yeah.
But, man, that was fun.
Say more so than here. I think it's just the fact that it's so much harder to get in front of the right crowd here. But it can be done.
Here it seems to be a vicious circle. You have to be big to get a crowd.
Yeah.
But you have to get a crowd to be big.
Yeah.
So it's like the only people in America, it seems, want to support are the ones that are already there.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you actually get there? That's the tricky part.
Suck the right dick.
Yeah. And we just haven't. We've tried. Believe me. We've found all the dicks. But I guess we just still missed the right one.
Sorry, what was that?
We've certainly tried.
I said speak for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, but Call the Wild went fantastic. Got off stage. And then you and I got to enjoy the new roses.
The new roses, V's Botten. They saw you and I singing in the crowd,
and he lit
up and looked over at us, and
Timmy lit up as
went to the next level, dude. Yeah, Timmy. Yeah.
As they're playing, he looks over at Drizzle and I are maybe 6 people back, way in the front.
Dad was down by the river.
We're fist pumping, singing every word of the verse and everything, and he's looking over at us, just grinning like these fucking guys.
And I could tell, like
I thought he recognized us from being on stage ahead of him, but come to find out, they were actually backstage for our set because they were changing for theirs.
Yeah.
And they gave us a lot of compliments because they did hear our entire set, but they didn't get to actually physically see us.
Yeah.
But so I, as we're talking to Timmy after their set, he was like, "Do you have a CD or something?" I was like, "Yeah, let me go get you some." So I got him a couple CDs and a couple shirts. And he just put our shirt right on right there. Just wore it the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yep. That was so cool.
So we got a picture of me and Foz and all the New Roses guys, and Timmy's wearing the LA Maybe shirt. The LA Maybe skull shirts are sick.
Yes.
The shirts we have made for that. Well. They were, dude, I mean, I need one. Like, they're good shirts.
Yeah.
I don't have one. I have 100, but I don't have one. And yeah, man, there's 6 shirts. They're really, really cool. I'm really glad we had those. And that was an exclusive UK thing, but I think we're going to open that up to everybody. So we'll have them with us when we're on the road for sure. And you got to get one.
Yep. Got to.
You gots to.
You gots to. You feel me, dogs?
After that, man, yeah, Call the Wild was pretty much a blur. The next day we went to
Bridgewater.
Yeah, we were actually going to go to London and do a stop there, but it just travel distance just didn't make sense. So we just went straight to Bridgewater and decided that we were just going to take a day off. And we were going to get to Bridgewater at I don't know what we get 2 o'clock in the afternoon,
Something.
and we just literally sat in the hotel all day.
Yep.
And that was awesome. And you think like from the outside listening in, you're like, oh, you should have gone and seen the town, or you should have gone and done this and this and this. And it's like, I get what you're saying, but you also completely underestimate how tired,
spent
and,
we
like,
were
and how
completely.
beat you are.
Yeah.
And like the last thing you want to do is anything.
Yeah.
Like, give me a bed and just leave me alone.
Yep.
Like, and
Exactly.
but still 5 of us in a room, so a lot of laughing, and one person will fall asleep and the other 4 will be on their phone. And then
I think this is a good point to segue into what a snorchestra is. I think that was an immediate
the
laugh.
LA maybe
Yeah.
is what we call a snorchestra.
Yeah.
All 5 of us snore.
At some point
Now,
or another.
The only people we haven't heard snore are ourselves. But everyone else has heard you snore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I have no idea what I sound like when I snore, but
except
I know how you sound.
Except for on the plane back.
What?
Plane ride back, I woke myself up snoring.
I've done that a couple times in my life, but on the plane ride home?
On the plane ride home.
When you were in the seat all by yourself.
Spain
in front
one.
of us?
So flying back from Spain to Germany before we caught Germany to home.
So I'm trying to remember how we were sat. Were you?
Okay, this is pretty far in the
you were
future.
sitting directly in front of me.
Yeah. Yeah, and so it was very brief because it was as I was falling asleep.
But there were people next to you.
Yeah. A person to my left and a person to my right that were not in the band.
Right.
And anyways, I caught myself because I was like, I started drifting and then immediately heard myself go, and I was up. I was like, it was one good one. And I was like,
I didn't hear that at all, and I was awake for that entire flight.
yeah, okay, gotcha.
But the other flight from London to Bilbao, I was sitting, you were in the same row as me, but on the opposite side. So we're far apart, way too far apart to talk.
Yeah.
The other 3 were all behind me together, but I was in a row by myself with a random stranger on each side.
Yeah.
And I started to drift, and then I drift a little too far to the left. I'm almost laying on this guy, and I feel Rasan's arm come through the thing and smack me. And I'm just like, all right, I'm up. I won't fall asleep on this guy. The guy was cool. He's working on like a Predator alien computer.
Oh,
like
wow.
One of those like super powerful gaming ones.
I know exactly what you're
So
talking
I started
about.
talking to him about that a little bit, but and the other person I don't think said a word the whole time. But anyway, so we had our fill of flights, I believe. How many flights did we take? 6 or 7 flights?
So 1, 2,
3, 4, 5 flights.
5 flights total. Yeah.
All within like a week.
Yeah. So back
2 of those were 9 hours.
yeah,
So
right.
These weren't short.
Yeah. So back to Bridgewater.
Bridgewater.
We took that day off and spent it in the hotel, and then
Didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Wandered around and got some pasties. Was that place?
That is where we got
Was
the pasties.
Bridgewater the place where the Travelodge was actually in the services center?
Yeah, in the service center. Yeah, exactly. So you had the shops down in the bottom, and then
we got the glass bottles for the water.
Yes,
That water was dope.
that water was dope.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
was
And
so
our
dope, I had
room
to buy
and
you
our
and
room
Foswell.
smelled like Burger King because there was a Burger
Because
King.
there's a Burger King in the ground floor, on the ground floor, and our window was open.
right above that Burger
So we
King.
our rooms smell like burgers, which there's worse things to smell like, I guess.
Yeah, unless you're right next to the exhaust, which I was because I had the cot like
You were on the window,
right
yeah.
by the window, and the window had to be open, otherwise we'd all die
No way.
of stench and heat.
Yeah. Yeah. In that order. We hacked Travelodge pretty good though. We figured out how to get 5 beds in one room.
Yes, we did.
If you follow our Instagram stories, you saw it. But what we did is we had to get a room for Captain Fury and we had to get a room for ourselves. And so if we had more money, we would have got multiple rooms for ourselves. But we're just doing the one for now. And I found out Travelodge, you can request 1 extra bed or 2 extra beds or whatever for if you're a family or something. So I requested extra beds for both rooms. And Fury doesn't need them. He just needs the 1 bed. So what we do is when we got there, we'd go into Fury's room and take the beds and move to our room. And so we had the double bed or the queen bed so 2 people could sleep there. And then we had 3 twin beds. So we had 1 on either side of it and 1 under the desk.
Under the desk, yep. And then 1 in the...
I didn't get to sleep under the desk. I wanted to, though.
Yeah.
Dibs
I
next
tried
time.
to as well. You and I dibs next time.
Rasan, I think it was Rasan, maybe it was Goliath, slammed his head into the desk. Do you remember that?
Rasan did, yes. Yes. I felt actually really bad.
So funny.
That sucked.
You just hear like a slam.
Yep.
Fuck.
Right?
Nothing more funny. I will say, 5 guys in a room, we're never not laughing.
Yeah, well, we're never not laughing, and then 5 guys in a room, I'm cut to. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. Yeah, 5. Okay. Pause. Look at this.
Regroup. What is this called?
Right here.
This is the Sure.
Check this out, Cameron.
Give me some.
This is Sure.
Oh.
And it
right in the throat.
Oh, shit. Okay, so this was purchased at that travel lodge we speak of.
This is strong stuff, too.
Yeah.
It really works.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At that store underneath. This literally, what we are talking about, this bottle comes from that 2 days in Bridgewater. Right.
Still somehow something in it. Amazing.
And we soaked ourselves in spray.
Yeah. So you got that. I'm a big fan of the show Ted Lasso, and it's my current number one favorite show. And in the first episode, they're making a lot of jokes about what's different between America and the UK. And he goes through the locker room, and he goes, "Is that Axe I smell?" And he goes, "I'm sure they call it something different over here." And he eventually discovered it's a little bottle called Lynx, Lynx, like the jungle cat. And I thought they were making that up for the show. I thought, oh, that's funny, good joke or whatever. And then I'm in the travel stop, and I see Lynx. And I'm like, well, I got to buy it. So I bought it. So you had Sure and I had Lynx.
And we were spraying both Sure and Lynx on ourselves.
Yeah. Yours is stronger and lasts longer. The Lynx is strong, but it doesn't last very long. But I created what I would call a Lynx cloud.
Yeah.
So I would just and then just kind of walk through it,
And it was always in the hotel room. So the hotel room smelled, it wouldn't smell good, but it smelled
less bad.
Right. And you'd smell good.
Right. You'd smell fine.
Yeah.
As good as you can smell. You smell too
we
good.
found if you combined Men Sure and Lynx that you actually were pretty passable.
And
as
you're 100% more flammable. So that's just a bonus.
Yeah.
But that's Bridgewater's day off.
Yeah.
The next day, we played in Bridgewater at the Cobblestones.
Yeah, the Cobblestones. Yeah.
Really cool little venue. We had a great little crowd there.
Yes, we did.
And they were into it.
And there were 2 cool bands that played before us.
Pylon Poets. And why am I blanking on the other one's name right now?
I'm brain farting, but they had a cool bassist who was really good at singing.
They were awesome.
It was a girl, and her harmonies were really spot on while she was playing the bass and holding it down.
I'm going to tell you here. I'll risk it here.
Yeah.
Hold on. Because they deserve to be.
They definitely deserve
Deep Sea Thieves.
Yeah, Deep Sea Thieves. There we go. So anyways, and just really cool bunch of dudes and girl.
And dudettes.
And dudette. Yeah. And we also had an interview there.
Yes.
Yep. In a ancient house, like from the 1500s.
That was up in our green room.
Yeah.
This was very cool.
Yep.
That was a great one too.
Yeah, really good interview.
All 5 of them.
Also, fun side note. So the room we played in used to be a stable for horses.
That's right.
It had these little circle hoops in the stone walls. Many of them, just like across the wall.
Right.
And I ended up asking, one of the people that worked there. I was like, "What?" I thought they were for horses, but I was like, "What are those for?" And sure enough, it was for horses because we were playing in a stable. What used to be a stable. So where tons of hay and horse piss was at once, and horse shit.
Perfect.
Now
there was our horse shit instead.
Yep. Yeah. Right.
Yep.
But we made it spell better with Men Sure.
Men Sure.
Yeah.
You man? Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever you want me to be, babe.
Yeah. Hey, so I think we're at the point in time. Let's see how.
Yeah, we got to recap
the
the rest here though, and then we'll jump into the.
We got to recap the work. The rest.
So after Cobblestones, we flew on.
How about we keep Arietza for VIP?
Well, I feel like everyone deserves to know.
Everyone.
And then we'll save some pictures and footage and stuff for the VIP.
Okay.
How about that?
All right, sounds good.
So after Cobblestones, Wednesday, Blackpool. The other highlight of the trip.
Yes.
We showed up to Blackpool, the Waterloo. We've heard a lot about the Waterloo. We know it won an award for being one of the best hard rock venue in the UK.
Yep.
We've heard only good things. We've met Ian, the guy that owns it.
And we heard from many people.
We met
go
him
in the female bathroom.
Yeah, and we were really weirded out by that because no one would tell us why. Anyway, we get there. We go in the female bathroom. It turns out it's just a drum kit. It's like the sink and stuff.
Yeah, and some murals, cool. And it was decorated really nice.
It was cool, but like also the build up was too much.
Yeah, too much.
I thought there was gonna be like, I don't know what I thought, like live lions in there or something. By the time like the 15th person had told me, and none of them independent of each other would tell me why. So I was like,
I thought there was gonna be like self-dildoed bicycle machines,
right?
And like just just
like,
crazy shit,
But that being said, it was super cool.
It was really cool.
They had a kick drum, the 2 rack toms were the sink, the floor tom was the trash can with like a bag in it and everything. It was really cool. But the venue itself is incredible. And if you're a rock and roll fan, you have to go there. It's like a mecca before you die.
Oh yeah.
Lemmy's actual bar is there.
Yeah.
A lot of
one
Lemmy
of two.
stuff.
One of 2 legit Lemmy bars.
Right.
Yeah.
One's right there in Blackpool to Waterloo where we played and stayed. Best green room we've ever had. Had 5 beds, couch, full dining table.
Yep.
We had showers, laundry, everything, a whole floor to ourselves. And we were just taken really good care of by Ian Fletcher and all the people that worked there. And then we played an incredible show. There was a lot of people there.
Yes.
We didn't know what to expect because we're new to the UK. We figured, hey, if 5 people show up, that's pretty awesome. Nope. This place was damn near sold out.
Yes.
And we spent all night down there talking and signing.
Oh, legitimately all night.
Getting people T-shirts and CDs. We were down there probably 2 a.m.
Yeah. Some of us till almost 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I'd be like, all right, thanks so much, good night. I'd walk 2 steps and someone else would stop me.
Yep.
I couldn't get to the stairs. And man, that was a good show too. We got off
such
stage
a cool place.
We really, Blackpool brought it to us and we gave it right back.
So we gave a shout out to Raz earlier, and we got to give Raz the second shout out because Raz and John. Yeah.
They both drove about 2-3 hours from their homes to see us again in Blackpool.
Exactly.
And hung out with us till 2-3 a.m.
Yeah.
And it was just great to see them, and they it was fun looking out and seeing them.
Yep.
Back of their head, Raz singing our words and stuff. Like,
so cool.
Fan.
Yeah.
And
and Raz, awesome. Works with tons of bands. So for him to like know our stuff and
walk around Call the Wild wearing our shirt.
Yeah.
When he booked 20 other bands, like he's wearing our shirt. That's just like super flattering.
Dude, Raz, thank you.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Honestly humbled and taken aback and just genuinely thankful. So, yeah, if you're listening.
Saying this while you're wearing a shirt that says camel towing.
Dude, I'm serious about camel towing, though. Just like I'm serious about what
Genuinely humbled and just want to thank the fans. It says like "fuck the fans" on your shirt. just wanna give my love to. So humbled.
You got to define love. There's several loves I give.
True.
But
and I don't say fuck the fans as in I don't like the fans. I say fuck the fans as in I want to fuck the fans.
Yeah.
Here's my number.
Dude, just look out for those blades, though, because if you fuck the fans and those blades come up and just
don't fuck
fillet
the
shit,
don't fuck the blades, just the fans. Right? No blades.
Fans are fans, bro. You gotta. There's an accent on one of those. There's fans and there's fans.
With the umlaut above it. Fans. So that was Blackpool. And the day after that, we went to Milton Keynes. Played our final show in the UK at Crawford Arms.
Yes.
That went great. And then we flew from London down to Adiazza.
And we flew out of Gatwick.
Gatwick, yes.
Yes.
Which is just south of London.
Yes. Worst airport I've ever been to.
Yeah. It's fine. It was an airport. It's definitely arranged a little bit differently than
it was
American
an airport. No, it was the worst airport I've ever flown ever. I've been to many in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out.
Great.
The LA Maybe Award to worst airport goes to Gatwick. So far, I'm sure
there'll be worse.
Yeah.
Flew into Bilbao, and as soon as we landed in Bilbao, everything about Spain was flawless and easy, except for the very end. And when we had to get back to the airport, they gave us the runaround trying to get us checked in.
Yeah, right.
We had to sweet talk them a little bit.
It was the airport again. Okay,
we get off the plane. We fly through customs. All of our bags are right where they should be. We walk out of the airport. There's a team of people holding a sign that has our logo on it. They pick us up, put us in a fleet of vans, drive us straight to the hotel. We get to the hotel. They check us into the hotel. They show us to our rooms. We get in the rooms. They say, all right, Meet you back down in the lobby in a few minutes. We're going to show you the town. Come back down. They show us the town. They feed us. They give us, whatever we need. The next day we get up. We have a hotel breakfast. We meet for more meetings, and we have sound check and all this stuff. Goliath and I do an acoustic performance in a plaza that was just like unforgettable. And then they tell us, all right, lunch is at 3. They bring us to this little basement kitchen. I can only assume it was like someone's house. Didn't look like it was any sort of like a restaurant or anything. And they're just bringing out courses of homemade traditional Spanish dishes.
Yeah.
We're eating with our friends, the Electric Alley, who are our new favorite band of the week.
Oh, new favorite band of the week. Yeah. And we'll probably go into them. Like, I don't think we're going to be able to spend
their own episode next time.
Yeah, they'll have their own episode for sure. Yeah.
But check out the Electric Alley. Hung out with those guys, lunch, come back to the hotel. Everybody takes a nap. Goliath and I went to the spa for an hour. Incredible spa experience. And then everybody's just kind of doing their own thing, chilling, having an amazing time in Spain. And then we play the show at night. I'll let you talk about the show.
Well, before the show, you just kind of like breezed through like so much was lost in that synopsis. Okay, so that meal that we had with Electric Alley, it was a planned lunch. Okay, and first of all, in Spain, in Arietza, and I don't know if it's all of Spain, but a Basque country for sure, breakfast is a little later. Lunch is like 2:00, and dinner's around 9, right? So this was at 3:00. This was our lunch. And we go into this like room underneath this old building. And it's just, you'd never think there was a full kitchen back there. You walk in and it's like they're bringing platters of fresh baked bread.
Chorizo. And
fresh chorizo, just chopped up.
Chorizo was
cheese,
so good.
Local cheese. And you're eating before your meal all this amazing stuff that could be a meal in its own. And then they're like, okay, time to eat.
Yeah. Our kind of our handler, his name was Joseph. He took amazing care of us. We're sitting here wolfing down food, and he goes, guys, you might want to slow down. There's like 5 more things coming. And like, there's already a huge picnic table full of food. Yeah. For sure, I thought there's no more than this. Yeah. No. This is what I'm eating. Let's eat. Nope. They kept bringing lasagnas and desserts. And
yeah. Oh, and so we found out something really cool. So for the Americans and people from, south of the border, Mexico and wherever else, we think of tortillas over here as that like thin little like corn,
or flour,
corn or flour, thin piece of bread. Tortilla over there is like potato, egg, and cheese in this massive cake looking thing. Oh, dude. It was so good. Really good. Blood rice, the blood rice.
Yep.
So I'm pretty sure what they do for blood rice, it's kind of like a haggis is what it kind of came across to me as, where you mix the blood and the rice and the herbs and spices and you cook it and then you stuff it into an intestine.
Right.
And
so
then you
filling tube,
and then you
sausage,
cook it and chop it. What did you say? You said, I wish you didn't tell me what it was before I ate it. Was that you? Or did Foss say that? Someone in the band was like, well, you shouldn't have told us what it was before.
Yeah. I'm a very adventurous eater. I had cow intestine in Argentina. I didn't know what that was either. I was tricked into that. But
we all ate it, dude. It
was good.
So
I didn't have any problems with that.
Yeah, and so you see them all cut up, all the blood rice cut up, looked like little sausages, but it was all rice. And then it had like peppers in the middle.
Yes.
And oh my god, dude, it was so good.
I think the chorizo still took the cake from me.
Chorizo was so good. Yeah.
And then that cake, couple different cakes we had were super good.
Yes.
San Marcos cake, and then the one we had at that dinner, but I don't remember what it was called.
Oh yeah, that's San Marcos. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, the lasagna they brought out, what they call burgers, it's just like no lettuce, no tomatoes.
It was just a patty. Yeah.
It's a patty with cheese on it. Super succulent,
really
and tasty.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, like the amount of courses for this meal.
Yeah.
No wonder you eat lunch a little later and dinner's not till 9, and you have wine
Actually, we did not have dinner.
Yeah.
After that, we didn't have dinner. Because they had dinner scheduled for us at 8, but we were supposed to play at 9:45, which ended up being 10.
Yeah.
But none of us like to eat before a show that close.
Yeah, and we were also selling merch at that time.
I'm fine to eat lunch the day of a show, but I won't eat dinner until after the show.
Yeah. But anyways, I think all of us ended up going back and taking a siesta after that meal because it was just so. And there were salads, like beautiful salads different kinds of salads.
The mango blue cheese salad was particularly good.
Particularly good. I loved that one. I mean, again, we ate so much food, and the hospitality was unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life.
That was pretty crazy.
No, legitimately. Like
we were getting, you thought we were getting looks and comments and Call the Wild. We got those in Spain even more.
Yeah, we got it in Spain and spades.
Very, very obviously as being very different as for everyone else. We're all white as fuck for one.
Yeah,
you know, and it was just lots of looks and stares, and we have long hair. Everyone's there's the band, you know.
Yeah, right.
So, and we're being led around by the people who are.
Yeah,
they live in the town. They're like local legends.
Yeah,
like everybody knows these people.
Yeah.
So it's
so one of the highlights. I know we're probably running low on time, but one of the highlights for me for that day, I'll give the two big highlights. So we ended up playing a cover tune that Joseph's son from the actual town, 15 years old, knew how to play. He's a drummer. And anyways, he comes up, and should I just spill the beans on what tune it was?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Paradise City. So he comes up. We have guys from the Electric Alley come up. They're lead guitarist and lead singer.
Right.
I won't go into names because we'll kind of really go into the band. But anyways, it was a party on that stage, and the crowd was going nuts. They saw, and the town is so small that everyone knows Joseph's son. That's one of ours,
right.
and it was such a cool time.
Yeah. And I give him the highest compliment I can give any drummer, which is that I totally forgot he was there.
Yeah. Right.
If I start turning around being like, what is going on back there? That's not good.
Yeah, right.
But if I completely forget you're there, that means you're playing absolutely perfectly.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was so cool. And then the other cool moment for me, like absolutely insane moment, was when we were playing Oh Sugar, Our Closer, and how loud the crowd was screaming Oh Sugar back to us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally probably 1,500 people or more. And that's what
louder than our
see.
line array PA system that was there.
Yeah.
I'm standing on top of like 17 subwoofers. Like, there's like, what? We'll show the picture in a second for the VIP.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll go through maybe some footage and show you some stuff. But so now's a good point. If you want to stick around, if you want to sign up for the VIP, you can go to lamaybe.com/VIP. And you'll get to see all of the extended episodes. You get a bonus episode every month. You get access to exclusive merch, which is coming very soon. You have all kinds of little perks. Head on over there and check that out. We're going to continue this conversation right now for the VIP listeners. And for those of you on the free tier, we'll see you guys next week. For those of you on the VIP, let's check out some of this footy and pictures and stuff so you can kind of put some perspective to what we're actually talking about. Shall we?
Yes, let's do it. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching the latest episode of your new favorite band. This is the end of the free content.
But if you want to unlock the full uncut versions of every episode, head over to lamaybe.com/VIP and sign up for our membership. For $7 a month, you'll get extended episodes of our podcast, a bonus episode every month, plus exclusive merch. You'll also be supporting us and helping us continue to stay on the road and make new music. And for that, we're eternally grateful, so thank you.